Hello everyone, welcome back. So in the last lecture we discussed the two important relationships. Okay, the relationships between the zeros and coefficients of a quadratic polynomial. Okay, students, let me just take a quick revision. Okay, the first relationship was alpha plus beta, where I assumed alpha and beta as zeros of a quadratic polynomial in the general form ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, so students, the value of alpha plus beta or sum of zeros was equal to minus b upon a. Clear? This was the first important relation. Okay, and the next one was for product of these zeros, that is alpha beta, and it was equal to c by a. Clear, students? So you have to remember these two relationships. Okay, the whole content we are going to discuss is going to be based on these two relations. Okay, also students, if you remember, I gave you an expression for writing a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are already known. Okay, so the expression was px, k is any real number. It was x square minus sum of zeros. If I took alpha and beta as zeros, so I can write here alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is nothing but the sum of zeros. Okay, multiplied with x and plus product of zeros, that is alpha beta. Clear, students? So now today we are going to solve the questions in which first of all we will be writing the expressions and we will be given the zeros. Okay, so students, let's start today's first question. See, now suppose I have to write a quadratic polynomial and I have given the sum of zeros and product of zeros. Okay, let me take a basic question. See, write a quadratic polynomial, write a quadratic polynomial whose sum and product of zeros are, suppose, minus half and minus 3 respectively. Respectively denotes here sum is minus half, sum of zeros is minus half, and product of zeros is minus 3. Okay, students, so let me just write the solution. Okay, see, the required polynomial, suppose I am denoting the polynomial as px. The required polynomial px is going to be equal to k is any real number. Okay, x square minus, now here sum of zeros occurs. Okay, so let me just write the expression again, then I'll be putting the values. Sum of zeros into x plus product of zeros, Okay, now students, the required polynomial k is any real number. Okay, is going to be x square. Since I have given the sum of zeros as minus half, I can directly put minus half in the place of sum of zeros. Okay, and plus the product of zeros I have given minus 3, so I'll be taking the value as minus 3. Clear, students? Now if I simplify further, see, it will become x square plus because minus minus will become plus, and it will be equal to x by 2. Okay, and plus minus minus 3. Clear? Now it's up to you. You can take 2 as LCM. Okay, so that you will be getting the standard form, the general form. Okay, see, if I take 2 as LCM, let me just take 2 as LCM. Okay, it will be of this form, 2x square plus x minus 6. Okay, this 2 can be written in this way. K by 2, I just took the 2 outside, okay, the bracket, okay, so it will be equal to 2x square plus x minus 6. Okay, now students, it's up to you. If you want, you can take the value of constant k as 1, or you can just leave the expression at this step, and you can write where k is any real number. Okay, so because if k is any real number, k by 2 will also denote a real number. You just need to understand that a real number can be multiplied with the whole expression. Okay, now if you want, you can take the value of k as 1, okay, so, or k as 2, it's up to you. Okay, now taking the value of k as, taking k as 1, okay, the expression is going to be 1 by 2. Okay, so let me just remove this k in the final step. Okay, so your answer is going to be 1 by 2 times 2x square plus x minus 6. Clear, students? I hope it's clear. If you take k is equal to 2, 2 by 2 will become 1. Okay, so the answer is 2x square plus x minus 6 only. Okay, but it won't make any difference to the zeros of the zeros of this polynomial. Okay, we can get different expressions, but the zeros will be same. Okay, now students, that was the first question, and now we will be taking the next one. See the next question. See students, this is very good question. What I'm gonna take, see it very carefully. Okay, suppose you have to find a quadratic polynomial. Suppose you have to find a quadratic polynomial. The sum and product of zeros, again the sum and product of zeros are root 2 and minus 3 by 2, are root 2 and minus 3 by 2 respectively. Okay, also find its zeros. Okay, also find its zeros. Students, you can expect this kind of question in your exam. Okay, in standard exam as well in basic exam, you can expect this kind of question. Okay, now see how to solve this question. First of all, we have to write the expression. So with the same manner we did in the last question, we will be writing the expression. Okay, so let me just write the expression first. Solution. Okay, required polynomial, say px. Okay, say px is going to be k into, k is any real number. Okay, or you can take k value of k as 1 in the next step. Okay, required polynomial is, let me change the color. Okay, k into x square minus sum of zeros. Sum of zeros is given to us root 2. Okay, so root 2 into x, and plus product of zeros. Product of zeros is given minus 3 by 2. Okay, so let me just take minus 3 by 2 as product. Clear, students? At the place of sum of zeros, I directly took root 2, and at the place of product of zeros I took minus 3 by 2. Okay, now students, the px is going to be k into x square minus root 2x minus 3 by 2. Now if you take 2 LCM and k value as 1, okay, taking k is equal to 1 and taking 2 as LCM, what I am gonna get? as we did in the last question, I am gonna get this one, 1 by 2. It will become 2x square now. Okay, so let me write 2x square here, because I took 2 LCM, and I also took 2 in the division outside the bracket. Okay, no problem. So it will become 2x square minus 2 root 2 to root 2x minus 3. Clear? Minus 3. Now students, up to here we already solved. Okay, now just tell me, for getting the zeros, what we need to do now. Okay, for getting the zeros, what we need to do. Actually, because we want the zeros, we were given the sum of zeros and product of zeros, but we want the values of zeros. Okay, so we have to factorize this, and we have to equate to 0, and then we will be getting the two zeros individually. Okay, so students, now you will have a better idea. This half will go in the denominator, in the 0. Okay, in the denominator of 0. Okay, when I'll be equating it to 0. Okay, first of all, just tell me what is the factorization of this px by middle term splitting. Okay, see students, half is outside, it is a constant factor. Okay, now just think how we can factorize minus 2 root 2, how we can split minus 2 root 2 to get minus x. आपको माइनस 2 रूट 2 को ब्रेक करना है दो टर्म्स में. ये जो माइनस 2 रूट 2 है, ये माइनस 2 रूट 2 को आपको दो टर्म्स में स्प्लिट करना है, और वो जो दो टर्म्स है उनका प्रोडक्ट क्या आना चाहिए, इसका फर्स्ट टर्म और लास्ट टर्म, इनके प्रोडक्ट के इक्वल आना चाहिए, मतलब माइनस का 6 स्क्वायर आना चाहिए. अब स्टूडेंट्स आप सोचो, जब हमको प्रोडक्ट माइनस का 6x स्क्वायर चाहिए, तो गारंटीड है एक फैक्टर प्लस का और एक फैक्टर माइनस का बनेगा. क्लियर? अब आपको सोचना है कि क्या वो फैक्टर हो सकते हैं. ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ मैं आपकी जो प्रॉब्लम है उसको सोल्व किए देता हूँ. अगर आप ट्राई करें, आपको माइनस 2 रूट 2 चाहिए. ठीक है, तो अगर आप रूट 2 में से 3 रूट 2 को एक बार माइनस करके देखें. ठीक है, आप रूट 2 में से 3 रूट 2 को माइनस करके देखें एक बार आप. ठीक है, तो 1 रूट 2 मीन्स रूट 2 एक ही बात है. रूट 2 माइनस 3 रूट 2 बनेगा, माइनस का 2 रूट 2. बट अगर आप मल्टीप्लाई करते हो इन दोनों को, रूट 2 को और माइनस 3 रूट 2 को, तो आप देखेंगे रूट 2 इंटू रूट 2 बनेगा 2, और 2 इंटू माइनस 3 माइनस का 6 बन जाएगा. तो हाँ, मैं कह सकता हूँ कि रूट 2 एंड माइनस 3 रूट 2, ठीक है, ये इसकी स्प्लिटिंग हो सकती है. तो स्टूडेंट्स, स्प्लिटिंग के लिए तो आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी ही पड़ेगी. ओके, नॉर्मल स्प्लिटिंग आप लोग कर लेते हैं, इसलिए मैंने यहाँ पर स्क्वायर रूट्स वाले इन्वॉल्व किए. ठीक है, बाकी आपको प्रैक्टिस शीट में काफी क्वेश्चंस मिलेंगे जिसके अंदर आपको स्प्लिटिंग की अच्छी प्रैक्टिस मिल जाएगी. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ इट्स 2x स्क्वायर minus 2 root 2. If I break this minus 2 root 2, I will be breaking in this way, plus root 2x minus 3 root 2x. You can check, root 2x minus 3 root 2x will become minus 2 root 2x. Okay, and it's minus 3. Now let me just complete this factorization process. Half is outside the bracket. Okay, if I just take the common out of the first two terms, what do you think, what should be the common term? The common term is root 2x. Okay, in the bracket I will have root 2x plus 1. You can check by multiplying inside. Okay, root 2 will become 2, and x into x will become x square. Clear? Students, here if I take common, minus 3 is taken common, minus 3 can be taken common, so it will become here also root 2x plus 1. The same factor we got. Okay, now students, let me complete it. See, half is just outside the bracket. Okay, and then the one factor is root 2x plus 1, root 2x plus 1, and the another factor is root 2x minus 3, root 2x minus 3. Clear, students? Now for getting zeros, we just put these factors equal to 0. Now it's very obvious that half cannot equal to 0. Since half cannot equal to 0, these two I have to put 0. Okay, I have to equate these two 0. Okay, so I'll be getting, from first relation, from first factor, I'll be getting the first 0, that is minus 1 by root 2. Can I write directly now? Plus 1 goes in the right hand side and it will become x is equal to minus 1 by root 2. And here also I'll be getting x as 3 by root 2. I just transpose minus 3 in the right hand side and divide by root 2. So the required zeros are minus 1 by root 2 and 3 by root 2. Clear, students? तो ये हुआ एक और क्वेश्चन. ओके, नाउ स्टूडेंट्स वी विल हैव मोर क्वेश्चंस. ओके, सी अगेन, जब मैंने आपको चैप्टर नंबर 3 पढ़ाया था, दैट इज पेयर ऑफ लीनियर इक्वेशंस इन 2 वेरिएबल्स. ओके, तो मैंने कहा था इस चैप्टर के अंदर जो हम 2 इक्वेशंस को सॉल्व करना सीख रहे हैं, इसको हम आगे भी यूज करते रहेंगे. ठीक है. अच्छा, अब जो यहाँ से जो मैं कंटेंट आपको बताने वाला हूँ ना, उसमें वो तो हम यूज करेंगे ऑब्वियसली लीनियर इक्वेशंस को सॉल्व करने के मेथड. इसके अलावा हम जो आइडेंटिटीज हैं जो हमने 9th क्लास में पढ़ी थी, उसका बहुत यूज करने वाले हैं. ओके, नाउ आइडेंटिटीज मैं आपको लिखवा दूंगा अभी. ठीक है ना. और आइडेंटिटीज का यूज करते हुए काफी अच्छे क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. बट थ्योरेटिकली जो पॉलिनोमियल की नॉलेज चाहिए वो हमारे पास है. पॉलिनोमियल की केवल इतनी सी नॉलेज आपको चाहिए कि अल्फा प्लस बीटा माइनस बी अपॉन ए होता है और अल्फा इंटू बीटा सी अपॉन ए होता है. नाउ हैविंग दिस नॉलेज, what kind of questions can be asked in the examination, we are going to discuss that. Okay, let me take third question of today's class. Okay, and see, the question is, if alpha and beta are zeros, if alpha and beta are zeros of px, you are given a quadratic polynomial px, and the expression for px is x square minus 6x plus a, x square minus 6x plus a. Okay, find the value of a if find the value of a if we are given the 3 alpha plus 2 beta is equal to 20. 3 alpha plus 2 beta is equal to 20. This is the question we are going to discuss. Okay, now students, see, many questions can be asked in this way, in which we have to find an unknown quantity in the given quadratic polynomial, and we will be given the relation between this alpha and beta. Okay, but you have to first consider the relationship you studied. Okay, so let me just use the relationship we studied. Okay, students, here px, if I ask you what is the value of a, just tell me what is the value of a. A was nothing but the coefficient of x square, so the value of a is 1. The value of b is minus 6, you can check, and the value of c is a. Now students, since alpha and beta are the given zeros, so can I directly use the relation I studied? Alpha plus beta is gonna equal to minus b upon a. Okay, so let me write alpha plus beta is equal to, let me just write, we know alpha plus beta is minus b by a. Okay, so here since alpha beta are zeros and the value of b I can observe it's minus 6. Okay, and the value of a is plus 1. Clear? So I'm gonna get the alpha plus beta as minus minus plus 6, equation number 1. Now students, we have alpha plus beta, and we also have a relation between alpha and beta. 3 alpha plus 2 beta 3 alpha plus 2 beta is equal to 20. Now students, we have two equations and two variables. Okay, the variables are alpha and beta, and we have two equations, and we know the methods of solving these two equations and getting the values of alpha and beta. So students, just solve this equation by any of the method you want. Okay, so let me just use the substitution now. Okay, let us solve the two equations by substitution. Okay, using beta is equal to 6 minus alpha in equation number 2. I just use the value of beta as 6 minus alpha in equation number 2. So students, what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get 3 alpha plus 2 times 6 minus alpha. At the place of beta, I'm just writing the value of beta. Okay, is equal to 20. Now solving that, I'll be getting the value of what? I'll be getting the value of alpha. Clear? So 3 alpha minus 2 alpha will become alpha, and plus 12 when goes in the right hand side, 20 minus 12 will become plus 8. Okay, directly I wrote the value of alpha. Now students, I have now alpha, so just let me write the beta also. So beta is 8 minus 6, sorry 6 minus 8. Okay, so the because beta is 6 minus alpha now, so the beta value is minus 2. Now students, since we have alpha beta both, the value of alpha into beta, the value of alpha into beta is going to be equal to A. Why? Because we know the product alpha beta is going to be C by A. Okay, so alpha into beta is equal to C by A. We know that. Okay, so just let me take the values of okay students, let me just tell you here that C is the constant term and A is the coefficient of x square. Okay, so better to write directly, because here A was given you constant, so there must not be any confusion. Okay, आप ये ना समझें कि ये A जो है ये वाला A है, नहीं, ये A तो x square का coefficient है. Okay, so let me just write in this way. Product of zeros, that is C is my A. Okay, C is my A, and coefficient of x square is my 1. Okay, is equal to alpha into beta, so it's going to be 8 into minus 2, that is minus 16. Okay, alpha into beta, so A upon 1 is A, and 8 into minus 2. So the required value of A is going to be minus 16. Clear students? I hope समझ में आ गया होगा ये बहुत ही प्रॉपर वे में. ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स, एक तरीका ये भी था क्योंकि हमको अल्फा एक जीरो मिल चुका है, क्योंकि नाउ वी नो द अल्फा इज अ जीरो, सो दिस अल्फा विल सेटिस्फाई द p alpha is equal to 0, because by putting alpha at the place of x, the expression will be equal to 0 na? Okay, so you can do by that way also. Okay, you can just put at the place of x 8, so 8 square will become 64, and 64 minus 48. Okay, if you solve you will get 16 plus 16, so plus 16 plus a is equal to 0. From there also you will be getting a is equal to minus 16, or if you want you can take beta is equal to minus 2 also. Okay, you can replace x as minus 2 also, because these are 0, this must satisfy the polynomial. Clear students? I hope everything is clear up to here. Okay, now students, let's have one more question. Okay, before that I would like to tell you some identities. Okay, because I will be using the identities in the questions. Okay, so let me just give you the identities. Okay, the first identity I am gonna use See, suppose I have alpha plus beta and I have alpha beta. I have alpha plus beta, the numerical value of alpha plus beta, because whenever I have given a quadratic polynomial, that means I can directly calculate from the quadratic polynomial the value of alpha plus beta and the value of alpha beta. Okay, so having known the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta, what more expressions we can get? Okay, so let me just tell you, the first expression we will be getting is alpha square plus beta square, or we can write in the words the sum of squares of zeros. Sum of squares of zero, that is alpha square plus beta square. Now students, whenever we want to calculate alpha square plus beta square, we will be using this identity, alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Clear students? Because alpha plus beta numerical value we will be putting in the right hand side. We have the alpha beta numerical value, we will be putting it into the right hand side. अच्छा स्टूडेंट्स, ये आइडेंटिटी आई कहाँ से? तो ये तो आपकी बहुत ही फेमस आइडेंटिटी है. आप बस इस -2 अल्फा बीटा को उधर रिप्लेस कर दो. -2 अल्फा बीटा को जैसे ही आप इधर रिप्लेस करते हो तो ये बन जाएगा अल्फा प्लस बीटा का होल स्क्वायर, और ये आप बचपन से पढ़ते आ रहे हो कि ये होता है अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस 2 अल्फा बीटा प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर. क्लियर स्टूडेंट्स? तो एक तो ये आइडेंटिटी अपन काफी यूज करने वाले हैं. ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स, ये हुई मेरी फर्स्ट आइडेंटिटी जो कि मैं यूज करूंगा इसके अंदर. ठीक है, अब मान लो मुझे कहीं सम ऑफ क्यूब्स की जरूरत पड़ी. ठीक है, सम ऑफ क्यूब्स की जरूरत पड़ी, मतलब अल्फा क्यूब प्लस बीटा क्यूब. तो क्या मैं अल्फा क्यूब प्लस बीटा क्यूब भी निकाल सकता हूँ? हाँ, बिल्कुल निकाला जा सकता है. अब मुझे बस ये बताएं कि आपने 9th क्लास में अल्फा प्लस बीटा का होल क्यूब, इसके लिए कौन सी आइडेंटिटी पढ़ी थी? आपने आइडेंटिटी पढ़ी थी अल्फा क्यूब प्लस बीटा क्यूब प्लस 3 अल्फा बीटा into alpha plus beta. Remember this identity? Now students, if you just transpose this complete term in the another side, you will be getting this alpha cube plus beta cube. Okay, so the alpha cube plus beta cube can be written in this way: alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 alpha beta, and in the bracket alpha plus beta. Okay students, this complete is a single term because I didn't open the bracket. Okay, so I just transpose the whole term in the other side. Clear students? So I'll be using this identity for calculating alpha cube plus beta cube. Okay, now students, suppose in the similar way I want to calculate alpha cube minus beta cube. That means the difference of their cubes. Okay, so you know this identity, alpha minus beta whole cube. See, through this identity you can say alpha minus beta whole cube is nothing but alpha cube minus beta cube minus 3 alpha beta minus alpha minus beta. But students, if you use this identity, you must be thinking, sir, here it's alpha minus beta. Okay, but we don't have alpha minus beta. So yes, I'll be giving you the expression for writing alpha minus beta value also. Okay, I'm just writing for alpha cube minus beta cube here. Okay, so alpha cube minus beta cube is going to be what? Is going to be alpha minus beta whole cube plus 3 alpha beta into alpha minus beta. Students, just let me give you the expression for alpha minus beta. Okay, how we will calculate alpha minus beta if I have given alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Okay, we can calculate alpha minus beta also. Okay, using the identities. See, the identities you are going to use for calculating the alpha minus beta. See, the fourth one. The fourth identity is alpha minus beta, its whole square is always equal to alpha plus beta whole square, and it's equal to minus 4 alpha beta. Clear, students? You can easily check here, alpha plus beta you have the value, alpha beta you have the value. So from here you can calculate the value of alpha minus beta, and using this alpha minus beta in the third identity you can calculate the value. Okay, students? Now students, suppose you have to calculate this sum of reciprocals, sum of reciprocal of zeros. 1 upon alpha is nothing but the reciprocal of alpha, and 1 upon beta is nothing but the reciprocal of beta. Okay, so sum of reciprocal of zeros, how can we calculate this? See, we will be using this identity. We will be using this simplification. See, it will become after simplification in this way. Okay, now students, you have alpha plus beta, you have alpha beta, just put and proceed. Clear, students? तो ये हो गया एक और आइडेंटिटी. चलिए, अगर आपको निकालने हो 1 upon alpha square plus 1 upon beta square, means sum of squares of reciprocals. Okay, so 1 upon alpha square plus beta square, how we will be calculating this? See, we will be simplifying this as alpha square beta square. Okay, and then in the numerator we will have beta square plus alpha square, the same number. Now beta square plus alpha square can be written by the first identity. What? It's nothing but alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta upon alpha square beta square. Clear, students? So in this way we can use these identities in the particular question. Okay, I guess now you all know these identities. Okay, so let's have one more question. Okay, if alpha and beta are zeros, if alpha and beta are zeros of the polynomial the given polynomial is 25p square minus 15p plus 2. Okay, 25p square minus 15p plus 2. Okay, so find a quadratic polynomial. We have to find a quadratic polynomial. Find a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 1 upon 2 alpha and 1 upon 2 beta. Clear, students? See, this is the question. If alpha and beta are the zeros of this polynomial 25p square minus 15p plus 2. Okay, now let me start the solution. See, since we are given the alpha beta are zeros, okay, let me just write, since alpha and beta are zeros of 25p square minus 15p plus 2, by our relations, can I write alpha plus beta is minus b upon a? Just tell me what is the value of b here. The value of b here is minus 15 and the value of a here is 25. Clear, students? The coefficient of p square here, because the variable of polynomial here is small p. Okay, so students, alpha plus beta, if you simplify, you will be getting 15 by 25 or 3 by 5. So the value of alpha plus beta is nothing but 3 by 5, and say it equation number 1. Okay, now students, the result one I have got, and the product of zeros is c upon a, and the value of c you can observe plus 2, and the value of a is 25, so 2 by 25, the second relation. Okay, now students, what we want a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 1 upon 2 alpha and 1 upon 2 beta. Now for writing any quadratic polynomial, what two things we needed? We needed the sum of zeros and product of zeros. So let me just write the sum of zeros of required polynomial. So let me just write, suppose required polynomial is suppose the required polynomial is in the form of variable p also you can take. Okay, so suppose the required polynomial is in this form. P square, because small p I have taken as the variable, okay, minus sum of zeros, okay, minus sum of zeros means 1 upon 2 alpha plus 1 upon 2 beta, clear students, into p plus product of zeros. I hope you have no confusion with this small p. Why I am taking small p? Because I have assumed the variable of polynomial as small p. Before that we were using small x, okay, and students also a constant k was in the multiplication. Okay, suppose required polynomial is in this form, k times p square minus sum of zeros into p plus product of zeros. Okay, so yes, I can write first of all the required sum of zeros. Let me just write the required sum of zeros. Okay, sum of zeros, the required sum of zeros are nothing but 1 upon 2 alpha plus 1 upon 2 beta. Clear? Now students, if I take LCM, what will be the LCM here? Okay, it's nothing but 1 upon 2 can be taken common, and it's nothing but 1 upon alpha plus beta. Okay, now I just told you how to simplify this, okay, in the last discussion only. So for simplifying this, I will be writing in this way: alpha beta upon beta plus, in the numerator it is beta plus alpha or beta alpha plus beta, same meaning. Okay, now students, beta plus alpha I can take from equation number 1 directly 3 by 5. The value of alpha plus beta or beta plus alpha I can take directly 3 by 5, and the value of alpha beta was 2 by 25. 2 by 25. Now after simplifying, what I will be getting? I will be getting as 3 by 5 into 25 by 2. Clear? So the final answer is going to be 15 upon 4. It is the sum of zeros, the required sum of zeros. Okay. Similarly, if I calculate the product of zeros, okay, me just find here only product of zeros. Okay, so the product of zeros is going to be 1 upon 2 alpha into 1 upon 2 beta, because we want zeros as 1 upon 2 alpha and 1 upon 2 beta. Okay, so it's going to be 1 upon 4 alpha beta. Okay, 1 upon 2 is 1 upon 4. Now at the place of alpha beta, okay, here I used equation number 1 and equation number 2. Okay, so you need to write here from equation number 1 and equation number 1 and equation number 2. Okay, so here we used the values now from equation number 1 and equation number 2. Here also I will be writing the same from equation number 2 only. Okay, what was the value of alpha beta? It was 2 by 25. So it was 2 by 25. This 25 will go in the numerator. Okay, in the next step I will be taking that into the denominator. Okay, so it will become 25 by 8, because 25 will go in the numerator and 4 gets multiplied. So 25 by 8 is the required product of zeros. Clear students? Okay, यहाँ हमने use करा है result number 2. In result number 2 only alpha beta value is given. See, 2 by 25. Clear students? Now it's time to write the final polynomial. Okay, so the required polynomial is squared polynomial is k into p square minus sum of zeros. I calculated 15 by 4 p. Why I am writing p? Clear, students? Plus product of zeros is 25 by 8. Now we can simplify one more step. We can take 8 LCM, okay, and this 8 will be divided with this k, so it will become 8 p square minus 2 into 15 will become minus 30p plus 25. ओके, मैंने जो 8 एलसीएम में आया था उसको k के नीचे ले लिया. ओके, नाउ टेकिंग k as 1, ओके, taking the real number k as 1, you can write the expression for the polynomial as 1 upon 8 8p square minus 30p plus 25, and that's your final answer. Students, I hope ये चीज़ें आपको क्लियर है. ओके, अच्छा, आप k की वैल्यू अगर 8 लेते तो 8 by 8 1 हो जाता, तो हमारा एक्सप्रेशन बन जाता 8p square minus 30p plus 25. ओके, that is also correct. ओके, now it's up to you. Okay, you can take any value of k as a real number. Okay, so students, let's finish this class. Okay, we will be meeting in the next lecture with good questions. Okay, with more good questions based on the same concept. Okay, the same concept in which we will be using their identities. Okay, and then in the next class only we will be starting the relationship between the zeros and coefficients for a cubic polynomial. Okay, then the last topic of this chapter will be discussed, that is division algorithm. Okay, so students, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में. टिल देन टेक केयर, बाय बाय.